So guys, hello and welcome back to another Xplane 11 video. Today you join me on the ground in Milan, Bergamo. Back in the Zibo, of course, gorgeous airplane. We're here on a remote stand at Milan, as most of the stands are. And we're doing a short Italian domestic flight today. So we're heading from here in Milan, which is up in the north of Italy, all the way down on the east coast, down to just shy of the heel of the boot, into a little airport called Brindisi. It's quite a small airport with a bloody massive runway, so it should be a nice little flight. Flight time today is about an hour and 20 minutes, and we are taking 134 passengers, which is quite high at the moment given the current circumstances, but it is a domestic, so there's no real travel restrictions in that side of things. So yeah, it should be a fun little flight. Miserable weather here in Bergamo, absolutely lashing it down, as it has been for most of the time I've been flying out for here recently, but hey ho. We're currently uplifting to 5.8 tons of fuel. We got the fuel truck here already, he's doing that. So yeah, it should be a nice little fun evening out. So without further ado, let's get ourselves on the flight deck and start to set up. So onto the flight deck, all I've done so far is turn the battery on, ground power's on, and that's it. The rest of it is basically how you find it normally in a long state. So yeah, let's go and start getting this thing underway. So first things first, gears down 3 greens, that's checked, the gear lever's down, the flaps are up. Let's set the IRSs to nav, window heat can go on, pressurise the electric hydraulic pumps, tax towards low, just turn them lights on while we're here. Trim air's on, them lights are done. Burning sector lights can go to armed. Get that not on, now there to align. We'll quickly go through the fire test, get that done out the way. Excellent. While we're down here, let's get them panel lights on. We may as well get all the lights on today, because it is a bit miserable and dark and gloomy, isn't it? Get all these on. We do have ATC today, which is nice. So we'll have him for departure here out of Milan approach, which is good. Let's hop down to the FMC here and start getting things set up. So FMC, posit. We are at Bergamo, which is Lima India Mike Echo. Oh, has it stopped raining? Oh, it has. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, I'll take the IRS position, stick it in there. We are going down to Brindisi, which is Lima India Bravo Romeo. We are Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta this afternoon, or this evening I should say. Departures, we're assuming out of runway 28 here in Bergamo. It makes sense given the current winds. Departure wise, we're out on the Vaco 5 Papa, which is quite a nice departure. From what I've seen anyway. I'll cross it out in a moment, but from what I've seen it looks nice and easy. Our routing today is from Vacon, it's the Tango 484 to Nevmo, followed by the Zulu 982 to Alpha November Charlie, and then the Lima 612 to Dolon, and then pick up the Dolon to Victor arrival from there. We can plan the rest of that later though. Performance, we are 55.6 tons in terms of zero fuel weight, and that's 134 packs. Final reserve today is 1.8, and that's an alternate Barry, just north of Brindisi. Cost of next is 6 for Ryanair, and we're cruising up at 350 today. Cruise winds en route is 289 at 14. ISO deviation is +1 en route. And transition out, we have no ATIS, so we're going to leave it as is and assume 6,000, which is a pretty generic level, really. So let's execute that. N1 limits. Now what I need to do is quickly get open my calculator. Let me just see if I can get this on screen, because that would make life excellent. Oh, I can. Fandabidozy. Right, so we are at line. Runway 28, the condition will be wet. It's just stopped raining, it's been raining for a little while. And what I can do actually to fill the rest of this in, if I just quickly put back into the sim, we over to data link, AOC request, turn that up. Weather request, if we take Lime, stick that in there. Just let that just process itself. Message, there's our data. So if we head back across to the Performance calculator. Wind does 020 at 4, which is just in favour of 10, but 10 is not preferential, so I doubt we'll use that. Temperature's 10, QNH 1016. Optimum rating, flat 5. Air conditioning will be on, and anti-ice is 10 degrees, so it's not required. Our takeoff weight today is 61,400 if we round it up. I'll take that, and that's our data. So we got flat 5. That's incorrect. We have runway 28, takeoff 2 with 40 degrees, and there are our speeds. Quite a big discrepancy between V1 and VR, that's because of the wet runway today. So if we pop back over to the sim now, we can enter this data. Takeoff 2, 40 degrees. Climb 2 will do excellently. Flat 5, CG if we double click it, should go in. It's not, we'll do it manually then. Oh, very not. Payload. There it is, gross weight 20.2. Speeds are 129er, well, expecting that discrepancy there. 137, which is what's already there, and 141, which is again what's already there. So they all line up perfectly within 1 knot, so that's acceptable. And the discrepancy there is because we've input the wet runway, so that's not to worry about either. Departure-wise today, here at Bergamo, we use the NATP1, which means we climb to 1,500 feet, thrust reduction, continue climb at V2 plus 10, up to 3,000 feet, and then accelerate. So reduction altitude is 1,500, acceleration height is 3,000. The engine out acceleration height for runway 28 is 1,800, and I'll brief you on the engine out procedure shortly. Speed 141, we'll set that. That direction, come on. Take that to RTO. We can turn our screens up now as well. Oh, I'm missing it entirely. Oh my god. Can we have brightness? Thank you. We'll turn the first ASUS ones up as well. And we can run the GPWS test. Okay.
Wind shear.
I think refueling is complete now. Yep, it is. So once we get our charts open, which is that, and that, we can go and begin the boarding process. In Italy, you're not allowed to refuel with passengers on board, so we have to wait till we finish refueling first. I'm going to shut that door so we have a bit of peace while we set up. Now what we can do is go and contact Milano, which is at 126.75. There we go. Hopefully he's not too loud. We are on stand, I don't even know what stand we're on. Stand 310. There's no ATIS information, and we're expecting him to give us, actually I'll tell you what, we'll plan this first. Departure, expecting the VACON 5 Papa. He may give us different, because I've never seen this used before. But yeah, the VACON 5 Papa is what we're expecting. Simple departure instructions, take off runway 28 on a heading 284 at 180 feet. Then make a left turn, 25-degree bank angle onto heading 224. Fly that outbound to Mike Echo 611, no greater than 210 knots at this point. Left turn 102 to VACON, and that is that. Yeah, spot on. We can go and request our clearance then. On our approach, very good evening, Buonasera, Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta, stand 310 at Bergamo. Clearance please at Brindisi is filed.
Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta. Good evening, you are cleared to Brindisi via VACON 5 Papa departure, runway 28, initially 6,000 feet, set squawk 1,000.
Okay, cleared to Brindisi, VACON 5 Papa departure, runway 28, climb initially 6,000 feet, squawk 1,000, Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta.
Ready back correct, QNH 1016, info alpha.
1016, Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta, thank you. Excellent. So, we'll get off that frequency for now.
Ryanair 40765 reported.
Yeah, we'll get off that frequency for now. Now we've finished setting our aircraft up, so that's the departure procedure that we need to know about. What we can do, if I just get this one open. So the engine out procedure today, we need 11725 for Trezzo. I'll put the input the frequencies and we can visualise it, and then I can use that to explain it. And we also need Bergamo, which is 11495. So if we do lose an engine after departure, the procedure here is fly runway heading out to 4 DME of Bergamo, and then from 4 DME of Bergamo we turn left to Trezzo, and then we enter holding at Trezzo. So it's a nice simple procedure. The engine acceleration is 1,800 feet, and if that does happen, we'll continue climbing up to 6,000 feet our initial, or anything that we can level off. I usually would level off at the MSA, but the MSA in Bergamo is 12,400 feet, which is not practical at all. So even though it is the MSA, that only applies to the north. So if I come outside here, you can see, look at that, there's some phenomenal mountain ranges over there. So that's what. So we can't turn right, that's for sure. We turn left after 40 meter Trezzo and we hold there. Excellent. So that's the engine out procedure done. We will input the Bergamo VOR and 25 nautical miles just to indicate the MSA. There we go, that's that in. Departure procedure is an RNAV, so there's not much to brief with that really. I've already briefed through what I can. So we've been cleared, so we can activate and execute that. Insufficient fuel, just check that, that's completely fine. We need to land with about 1.9 tons remaining, and we have 2.8, that's loads. So not to worry about that at all. As I said, it's an NADP1 today, so we need to set the MFRA to 3,790 feet, which takes longer than ideal, but, you know, not to worry. 3,790, there we go, and we'll set it in this side as well. 2,000, 3,790, fantabulous. Right, we're fueled up, so we can get the fuel pumps on. We have nothing in the centre, so them alone will do. Fuel signs on. We're cruising today up at 350, as I stated earlier. The airport elevation roughly is 50 feet at Brindisi, so we'll set that as well. Logo light can come off now with the rain's gone, it's no longer dark. We're shooting the first officer's done his walk around, so we'll turn the wheel well light off. We can go through and do what's remains of the relative tests that we need to get done. Stall warnings, that's all good. We've done all that, we can get the TCAS test underway. Just let that sort of do itself.
Adjust vertical speed.
Good, good. That'll shout at us for a bit, not to worry though. That's most of us done. We can do the oxygen. Right, let's get a taxi chart up. We'll talk through the taxi out. It's a nice easy today. Should we just let him finish? We'll do the light test while he's whittling on.
Increase climb. Increase descent.
That all looks excellent.
Descent. Maintain vertical speed.
Give him a moment.
Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed.
Good.
TCAS test. Pass.
Excellent, right. So, our departure today is nice and easy. We're on a self-positioning stand, so we'll start up, taxi off, do a quick door back over there on a taxiway of sorts. What's it called? It's not indicated on here, it'll probably be on the parking stand chart. Excellent. Yeah, taxiway Juliet. We'll do Juliet right on Tango, and we'll head down Alpha. So runway 28, enter and departure. So it's a nice straightforward taxi. We anticipate no delay. We're the only aircraft here, really. So I expect this to be a nice, easy departure. Right, so we can start the APU now, because we're basically ready to rock. Start to shut some doors. We'll get the main one shut by the forward left. And get all of that done, which is fantastic. We've been cleared, that's all received. We'll wait for the APU to start up. And in the meantime, we can start going through our checklist. So, the safety inspection checklist. Services and truck to check. Maintenance status, well, we'll assume we've checked out because we don't really have one. Batteries on, light shadow pumps are also on. Landing gears down. Ships libraries checked. Well, documents that should be in there, none of them are there, but you know. Hey ho, move on. Full start checklist. Aerosoft set as nav keeping to remove the light test is checked. The oxygen is tested and 100%. The other items on navigation, transfer, and space switches are all normal and auto. The window heats, is it? No, fuel. We require as a minimum takeoff requirement today is 5.1 and we have 5.6 on board. Pumps are on, can't take the IFE is on, emergency exercise are on, fasten seatbelt signs are on, window heats are on, Air conditioning, the packs are auto and the bleeds are all on. Let's just transfer that. Pressurization motor is auto. Instruments cross check, ultimate RTO, hydraulics normal, I believe. Yep, hydraulics are normal. Speedbrakes down is in the down detent. And lost. Parking brakes is set. Side control switches are normal. Wheel fire warnings checked. Radars, radios, and transponder set and standby. Rudder and air on trims 3 and 0. Take-up briefing discussed. PA solid. FMC CDU set. M1 and IS bugs we got automatic 87.8% N1. Performance weight and balance is well, we'll go with sign and send. Phones are off. The earpiece airplane mode and stowed. Flight window and cockpit doors locked. Doors are closed. Get rid of the GPU now. And the passenger seated at up to the line complete. Excellent. Right. I believe we're almost ready to move off. What we can do, go through the items that we have remaining. That can go to out off. We can start the clock on the right side. Ignition should be set to the right. There we go. Anti-collision light on. And complete the checklist. Air conditioning packs are off. The anti-collision light is on. Parking brake is set. Transponders out off. That is the before side check complete. Excellent. We're basically ready to move. So Ryanair 6 Robert Delta stand 310 is ready for startup.
Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta, startup approved.
Startup approved, Ryanair 6 Robert Delta. Excellent, that's our startup clearance obtained. We complete the checklist, didn't we? So we can get rid of that. Packs are off, anti-collision light is on. That's all clear. I think we need to get rid of the ground crew. Yes. Okay.
Ryanair 60 Lima Kilo, continue climb flight level 190.
Yeah, we're all clear on the outside.
Continue climb flight level 190. Ryanair 60 Lima Kilo.
We can start number 2. Into rotation. Start valves open. N1 rotation. Oil pressure's rising. Low oil pressure extinguished. 25 fuel in. Got fuel flow. EGT. So climbing nicely. Let's turn this guy down a little bit. EGT is just approaching the peak now. Peaked off at 42, well within limits. Start to decrease again. Starters cut out. Start valves closed. M1 stabilised, N2 stabilised, and 44, that's the EGT stabilised. We'll start number 1. N2 rotation. Start again. N1 rotation. Oil pressure rising. No oil pressure extinguished. 25 fuel in. Fuel flow. EGT, fuel's ignited. And that's peaked off again at 479, well within limits again. And that's decreasing. Start's cut out. Start valve shut. And through 424, that's stabilised. Excellent. Before taxi flows, we don't have to wait for the tug to disconnect today, because there isn't a tug. Oh, that can go on. Bleeds off. Start switch to continuous. APU's off. 125. Trim, we're looking for 575 plus half a unit because we're using takeoff 2, so that'll be 6.25. Looking for control check whenever we're ready. Full down, full up, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, and rudder left, rudder right, neutral. Excellent. Flat 5 green light set. Recall is checked and all clear. That light is off. Let's get the full taxi checklist. Generators are on, probe is on, Sorry, generator's on. Yeah. APU's off. Starter is continuous, probe is on, anti-ice not required. Air conditioning, packs auto, and bleeds are on. Ice station valves auto, flaps 5 required, 5 selected, green lights. Steel trims 5.75 units required, 6.25 set. Start levers are idle detent, flight controls checked, recalls checked. 4 task is complete.
Flower for L01, push and start approved, face east. Facing east, push and start approved, move flower for 01.
The Ryanair 6 runway Delta is ready for taxi.
Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta, taxi to Point Alpha runway 28, via Tango, Bravo. Cat 25 Hotel, continue descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1015. Descent 4,000 feet, QNH is 1015, catch it 25
The Ryanair 6 runway Tango is taxi Tango Bravo to Alpha, runway 28, thanks. Right, so, parking release, hold it on the brakes, we are clear on the left, and on the right also. It's the parking brake, so release the brakes, lights are all on, we'll do a quick config check, so 70% and back down again, config's good. Excellent, we'll hold it at 30% and begin the taxi out. Okay, so guys, let's start going through the takeoff procedure. So, takeoff review is going to be holding up an Alpha, runway 28. Let's see takeoff using the right hand thrust, NADP1, climbing 3,000 feet and then accelerating. We have a speed constraint of 210 knots and the stop level is flight level 060. So that is the takeoff review complete. So, before takeoff checklist, config is checked. Flaps, 5, green light. Stabilizer trim, we have 6.25 units set, 5.75 required. Takeoff briefing just reviewed and the cabin is secured. That's up to the line complete and we'll wait for a clearance onto the runway before we do below the line. She should give us any moment because we're approaching Alpha now.
Ryanair 6,
there we go.
Wind 0303 knots, runway 28 clear for takeoff.
28 clear for takeoff, Ryanair 6 Romeo Delta. Excellent. Right, so below the line, actually we'll do the items first. Can we go receipts for the departure please, thank you. Lights on, we can leave the taxi light on because we've been cleared. Strobes off, sorry, strobes off, strobes on. TRA, and take weather, just idle the frost off. Okay, below the line, MCP, you haven't done that. Is set. Transponder, you got mode TRA. Strobe lights are on and landing lights are on. That is the 48 check is complete. Good stuff, 15 knots, that's within the turning speed. Go for a nice rolling takeoff today. Push path's clear. Take up to 40%. Start the clock. And just roll out. And toga. M1 toga, so take off first. %, N1. First set, indications normal. Checked.
Foxtrot runway 35 left, yes, Sierra Whiskey and Foxtrot.
You want? Rotate. Get up. Picture speed, keep flying runway heading. And there's 1,100 and 180 left hand turn out. Kind of a 190 Ryanair 6 runway out. Okay, hold that bank angle, turning for the heading 224. It's 1,000 feet right out. Into a roll out there, onto a heading of 224. There you go, there's climb thrust. Taxi light can go off. Start switches 2 off. Just trim it out so it's flying nicely. Picture speed at the moment, there we go. It's cleared us up to 190, so we'll set that. We're going to do level change at our current speed, which is about 170 knots. We'll fly up to 3,800 feet. Which is just approaching us now. 3,800, I will plug up. We can pitch down, start to accelerate. We rode the white dot speed and increasing, so we can select flaps 1. Through flat 1 speed still increasing, we'll select flaps up, and we can go VNAV. We've got a max speed of 210 knots as we briefed. So you can start the pitch up now to maintain that. It's quite a nice flying conditions today, it's not taking much input at all to keep it steady, which is excellent. Take that slight left turn to Mike Echo 611 now. And once we get quite a sharp turn round. I'm not going to reach the cabin crew yet until we've done this turn. We are climbing to a flight level, so we can reset that, set standard. Standard set 3 times. Do the left hand turn. I'm going to maintain 210 knots in the turn. So I'm going to ignore the flight director pitch attitude at the moment, just so we can maintain 210 knots as we turn. Just follow the roll indication. Nice sharp turn. Then once we roll out, we'll start to accelerate. About to pass through a cloud layer, it's 3 degrees on the total air temperature. So we get an engine anti-ice on. We can just begin to roll out. And ease off on the pitch so we can accelerate. Into the layer of cloud. Start the pitch up and roll out onto on course. And I'll go Command A at 10,000 feet. We can clean up the aircraft. I'll release the cabin crew. We're through VAC. Yeah, we're through the cloud layer, I believe. But that, yeah, we're not quite maybe. I'm going to leave the anti-ice on for the moment, just for the sake of not risking this stuff. Which means they stay on. Lights can go off. There we go, en route nicely. So, activate our checklist. Air conditioning pressurization is set. Start switches are continuous. Oh, we'll just put that on top of the cloud layer there, so we can amend that. Anti-ice off. Start switches are off. Landing gears up and off. The auto brakes off. Flaps up, no lights, and the altimeters are standard set 3 times. That's the activate checklist completed. Excellent. It's a little choppy at the moment, so I'm going to leave the passengers seated. And we are climbing out, so we'll match the heading up. Excellent. Out we go. Get a nice wing view. Look at that. Good. Right, we're a bit bumpy, so we're going to leave the passengers seated for the time being. But yeah guys, so that is us out of Milan. I will get back to you as we get slightly closer to Brindisi. guys, welcome back. You join us up at 350. We currently have about 140 miles or so to the top of the descent, so I think it's about time to start planning our arrival. So hop over here, delete all of these and go to the Brindisi charts. We shall get an airport chart up, a parking stand chart. Approach, we're expecting runway 13. And arrival, we are on, I check the flight plan, the Addons to Victor, which is there. Excellent, so, regards to the arrival, we are shooting the RMP approach for runway 13, or it should be that. I'm going to go and quickly cross check the weather one last time before we go all the way through this, to make sure that hasn't changed. But last time I checked, which was not that long ago, the winds are in favour of 13. Which will make life easier because, well, if you can see that, we're basically doing runway heading. It'll be, from here, it's a straight line in, basically, all the way into Brindisi. So it'd be lovely if we can go for it. Yeah, 090 at 7 knots, that's definitely in favour, so we'll go for that. So we'll do the RNAV runway 13 of the RMP. From Dolon, we do Lometh, and then from Lometh I think we can transition to the RMP. So what we can do, if we go to arrival, RMP 13, Dolon to Victor, and we want Godub transition. If we go with that, go to plan, and we can step our way through it, just to make sure we're happy with it. It's literally a straight line, Dolon, Godub. That intercept shouldn't be there. Oh, Lomoth is right next to Godub. See if we can fix this. So Lomoth is directly to the left. That's very strange. I've never seen an arrival ring like that before. Very strange indeed. Is there anything else you can do? You can see the Dolon 2 Romeo. Yeah, that's probably all you want. Dolon 2 Romeo. I bet that's for a different approach, like the VOR or something. 2 Romeo, Godub, legs, step. Yeah, Fandabidosi. Dolon straight in to Godub via some sort of weird intercept that it thinks we should do, which we're not going to. We can if it absolutely craps itself and it starts trying to turn us to the left, we can just vector. But by this point, or we can go direct to there. Either or works. So regards to the approach, it is an RMP approach. We can close it to Victor. There we go. It's an RMP approach, so we'll be flying it using LNAV and VNAV. That's as per Ryanair standard operating procedures. The Godub, we want to be at 3,000 feet, and then 2,500 by Bravo Romeo 509, and that's the final altitude point. And from there we'll go on to the 3-degree glide slope into runway 13. Using LNAV and VNAV, the decision altitude is 280 feet, so we'll go over here and we'll set that. Nice and easy, just add 80 to the defaults. There we go. Very quick, that's about 250 feet. The land melt is 50 feet, which we've already got set there. And the MSA is about the airport, so we'll go to fix LIBR and 25 nautical miles, and the MSA is 3,000 feet, which is nice and low, nice and easy. Regards to the approach, we have our descent right there. We can cross check that on final because we're obviously unsure of what our ground speed will be at the moment. But if we input flap 30, that's 141. We have a 7 knot. Not 7 knot, that's the temperature. Oh, we do have a 7 knot headwind, just they happen to be the same. Yeah, we have a 7 knot headwind, so we're going to have an approach speed of about 135, give or take a bit. So we're going to have about dead on 700 feet per minute descent rate, give or take. So yeah, 280 feet, the current weather, a few 3,000, that's it, and the winds are calm. Well, not calm, but you know, they're nice and easy. So I anticipate no problems at all. QNH1014, we'll set that in standby. If we go to fix, we'll do runway 13, and we'll stick it in 5 miles and 10 miles, just for situational awareness really. Descent forecast, temperature is 7 degrees, no, temperature is 14 degrees, that's 1 less than the ISA, is the international standard atmosphere. Sea level is 15 degrees. QNH is 1014, let's stick them in there. I'm starting to get a sore throat, I haven't talked this much in months. The descent winds, we have 280, 220 and 160. 280, it's 276 to 24. 220, we have 276 at 19. And then at 160, we have 284 at 14. Good, execute that. That's all in nicely. Fuel wise, we currently have 2.6 on board. We're landing with 3.4, so that's 800 kilos less. So that's going to be about 58.2 on the landing weight. Gives us a speed of about 140. If we come over here and do the landing performance, we're doing runway 13. It's dry. Winds are 090 at 7 knots. Temperature's 14 degrees and the QH is 1014. We have 58.2 here. 58.2 as the landing gross wise. Flat 30. Also off brakes, we're going to have all of them show. We don't have any non-normal checklists. Speed brakes also, and reverses we have no credit for. So they are braking distances. So if we quickly check the ground chart, we want to be off on Bravo. We have a lot of room to play with here, like an unbelievable amount. So I'm thinking, braking wise, probably auto-brake 2 and either reverse will do quite nicely. That's roughly where Bravo is, give or take. So yeah, 2,200 metres, we have a 3,000 metre runway. If we take, I'm going to have to use my finger for the measurement here, but yeah, if we take this here, 800 metres, it's about the length between my two fingers, which you can't see. If I lay that on, that's basically right. So yeah, auto-brake 2 and idle should do spot on for us to vacate at Bravo. Once we've vacated, nice easy taxi down Bravo and stick it on 103, I believe, but we'll see what happens when we get down there, at least. Don't need a standby approach, there's not an ILS today. So that's the approach brief. We'll talk about the fuel now. We are landing with 2.6 tonnes, our minimums is 1.8, and that is for Barry. Weather in Barry, I haven't fully checked yet, I'll just quickly cross check that. Light rain, a few clouds, and 3 knots. Pathetic. So we're very happy to divert into Barry if something went wrong. It shouldn't, I don't see any reason why not. But yeah, we have plenty of fuel, and if something goes wrong, we'll go over to Barry, which is just to the north, so it shouldn't be too long on the bus ride for passengers at least. So yeah, that's our plan. It's all well and good. We can now do the descent checklist. So, landing out, 70 feet set. Anti-ice is not required. Approach rate for fuel you've discussed, and the IAS and altitude bugs are set and cross-checked. That's what I said, check's complete. Excellent. So, that's us basically all set up for the approach. I'm happy with that. Should be a nice easy approach in. Excellent. So I'll talk to you guys when we get a little bit closer to Brindisi. So guys, welcome back. We are just about to start the approach now. We're just decelerating down to the flap speed. What I did forget to do, that we can quickly do, we're going to set a runway course in here, just as a bit of a reminder / backup. And this is quite a new aircraft, and based on that we do end up getting some diamonds for navigation for the ANA approach, which is nice, which makes it that little bit easier to fly. What we can do is we'll set this VOR of 11355, and that just gives us an indication of distance and stuff like that, and a backup really. So yeah, we've got that set down there, which is good. So yeah, we're back at the RNAV. We went direct to Godop just to save some time. So we have about 70 miles to run, just decelerating, and we'll be getting onto final in about a moment. We are about to pass through some clouds, but the TAT's about 11-10 degrees, so we don't require anti-ice at the moment anyway. But yeah, it's been a nice flight, nice and smooth, nice and easy. Oh, look at that, gorgeous, lovely fluffy cloud. we go. Good, yeah, nice easy flight. Nice and smooth all the way down, which is good. And yeah, making good time. About the flight time's an hour and 20 minutes, and we're an hour and 13 so far, so we should be spot on. Well, that's what I'm thinking anyway. We're set to runway heading, which is 134, because we're about to turn onto final now at any moment. You see, we're into Godop, and then hopefully at Godop it makes that right turn. I'm just concerned because it's got that little line there for the intercept. If it goes left, we'll go direct to Bravo Romeo 508. What we can do is we'll set 2,500, that's the platform altitude for the RNAV. So if we set that, it'll go down to that, and hopefully descend beyond that once we get past Bravo 509. Sorry, Bravo Romeo 509. Excellent. So just watching this very carefully. We've got 1 mile and it should start to make that turn. Can we go to seats for landing, please? Thank you. There we go, starting that right turn there, spot on. That's what I want to see. Good. We'll go flaps 1 now, and it'll automatically match the speed because it's in VNAV. Starts in transit. Go to flat 1 set, green lights, and that speed's just starting to creep down now. Standard approach, so I don't anticipate any early flaps or anything. We'll go 5 at 9 miles. Yeah, the auto one's coming up, that's not to worry. And we go flaps 5 now. Just to try and get that speed under control a bit. We can always use speed brake if we require it, but I don't think we will at least. That's coming down nicely through 210. Over the water, we've got the runway in sight over there, so if we need to disconnect and take it visually now, we can. That should continue to descend for 2,500. It hasn't gotten a VNAV out, it has gotten a VNAV out, you little. It's a crafty thing. I'll do airport elevation plus 1,000 feet even. And as soon as we get past that, it should start descending. Which it hasn't. So out into Veen. There you go, back to VNAV path. Now we can set the go around out, which is 2,500. The go around out, I forgot to read this to you guys, but if we do go around, it's 135 to 2,500, and at capo left 1, max 185 on 085. Nice and easy. And we got flaps 10 for the sake of getting a bit more drag out, because it is getting a bit slippery here. There you go, that's coming down nicely now. 5 miles left to run. Look at that. Gorgeous. 3180. Approach checklist, approach altitude instruments set and cross checked, and approach age check and set. That's the approach check's complete. It's 4.5 miles and we'll gear down. Go flaps 15. I'm going to take speed into V now. We'll do the landing checklist to the flaps. Start switches are continuous to the recall is checked. Serious landing is down, 3 greens, auto brakes 2, holding at flaps. Flap 30, 145. We'll complete the checklist. Flaps are 30 and the landing lights are on. Landing checklist complete. Excellent. So, take the auto throttle out. And the autopilot can come out as well. 1,000 feet, stabilised, continue approach. But we are visuals, not landing gateway, can be moved to 500 if required, but it shouldn't be. And now is where it all goes nice and quiet while I concentrate on getting this down. So once we land, we'll take either reverse and roll out to Bravo. To turn it onto the approach there. Sorry, onto the approach, not onto final. Keep the attitude. It's a little bit bumpy. I can feel it because usually if I put a bit of control in, it'll go. If it's smooth, it'll go straight in that direction. But it's a bit sort of spongy today. Means the wind's up there a little bit, but not to worry. Nothing bad at all.
Landing.
brakes up. Reverse is normal. Roll out.
80 knots.
Checked. Do auto brakes disarm. Reverse is stowed. Continue to roll out. Looking for Bravo. Should be coming up on the right here. Yep, there it is. You see the taxi EVGA is on. Keep slowing it now down to about 10 knots, or 15 to 10 knots to return. Start to clean the aircraft up. Off on Bravo. Excellent. Cool, that wasn't too bad. That'll do nicely. Right, start the APU first things first, because the apron's just there. To get off the runway, kill the strobes. 1 hour 20 on the dot. Go to the flight plan then. So to speed brake. Flaps coming up. We'll set the trim to 4 units. Excellent. Strobe, probe beats can go off. The transition altitude 6,000 feet, so I'll set the altitude to 5,100, because that's transition level minus 900 feet. Okay, the APU starting up, we did that. Reset the speed window. Off down. Get the wheel well light on. Ahead of the walk around for the next flight. And we'll take the next stand on the right, which is 103, as I said before. Okay. Turn the stand and get the taxi lights out. Roll out. Now it's one of these weird stands where you have to sort of pull forward and then swing it around to the right. You see where you have to stop there, facing towards the marshaller. We'll keep going straight for now. Have to try and use my best judgment to get this right. Go to... That looks about right for the 737. If we spin in there and then roll out. Oh, I left it a bit late. We can correct it though, we have space to correct it. If we spin back in there, spot on. That'll do nicely. Now we just need the marshal across. There we go, and stop. Parking brake set. 2 blue, 1 red. Got the engines. I'll start the spool down. And turn the fuel pumps off, APU bleed on, open the isolation valve. Get a dome light on so we can see what we're doing. I'll start to slowly spool down. Get the ground equipment all ready to go. That's off, just waiting for the engines to spool down now. Through 20%, anti-collision light off. As you see what sounds can go to off as well. We'll unlock the flight deck door. Good. Set of chocks and ground power. We can stop the block time then. GPU on, get the APU off. There we go. We can run the shutdown checklist. So transit shutdown checklist, electricals are on GPU. The fancy sign is off, is it? Yes. Voice recorder is on, we don't have that, but we'll say it's on. Air conditioning packs are auto. Engine bleeds are on, the AP bleeds off. The exterior lights are logo steady and wheel well. SATA switches are off, auto brakes off, steering down, V10 flaps up, the lights, pattern brake is set, slightly with a cut off, everything else off. Transponder, we have 2000 in standby. CVR circuit breaker is in, and the cockpit doors are locked. That's a shutdown checklist completed. Enable the aft stairs. Get the ground handling up as well. There we go. Good stuff. Right, that's all done. Passengers can start to disembark. Excellent, that's us pretty much shut down into a transit state. Right, let's go and pop ourselves outside. Good, welcome to Brindisi. That was a lovely fun flight, nice and short one down here. Landing was okay, that was alright. And look at that, right on sunset as well. Excellent. Yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a very fun flight to record. I thoroughly enjoyed that one, nice and busy. So yeah, I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic out there. Take care, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Ta-ra.